See, of course, we had laws since the colonial times which governed forest. Prior to that, we didn't have any forest laws as such. So, like most of the laws that we have now, like say for example, the Indian Forest Act, which are archaic in nature because that deals with forest bureaucracy, that deals with the colonization of the forest, because that was the perspective of the colonialists, that forest should be used for timber, forest should be used for, you know, as a symbolism to for the dominance of man over nature. So that was the philosophy of colonialists, and to extract raw materials from a particular country to the other country. So uh, we need we need like most of the laws to undergo amendments which are taking place but at a very slow pace, which are happening. Say for example, we have the Indian the Forest Rights Act, which is called the scheduled tribes and other traditional dwellers, that deals with. So this act is a revolutionary act which was passed by the parliament in 2006, that deals with the rights of the forest dwellers and the scheduled tribes that has been living in the forest for thousands of years. So those uh, acts, like the legislations like the Forest Rights Act, legislation like the Conservation of the Biological Diversity Act, these act, they actually hold, they make the forest governance more democratic, which we say in the terms of, it's called the environmental democracy. So it includes the participation of the local communities, because we know that any effort for conservation cannot succeed without the, you know, involvement, stewardship of the local communities, because the local communities, they have been part and parcel of these forests for centuries, for generations. They're part of the ecosystem. So while policy making, because most of the laws, if we keep the local communities out of the ambit of policy making, then what it makes is, from a top down approach, there is a disconnection, you know. And most of the wildlife crimes, why they thrive, because for a particular local area, for a particular forest, it is only the local tribals or the local forest dwellers, they will know more about the terrain, they will know more about the species and everything. So without the help of the local communities, no poaching effort can also success. So when we are talking about crime, when we are talking about mitigating crime particularly, we need to cut off the recruit source, you know, speaking politically, speaking legally. So if we have a law which includes the local community, which includes their participation, which includes the things that they have been doing for centuries, just before like the word sustainable development was coined, much before the word was stamped or coined, like people have been living sustainably with nature for centuries. So if we involve the local community, the tribals, into policy making, into decision making, then I think the crime rates will also get lowered, and people can, you know, survive, they can have their livelihood from the forest, which is also beneficial to the forest.